G'day everyone, how you going? Adam here going Overland. Got Larissa, Haley and Joe. And time you're watching this, we're probably at home, finished our trip off. And this week what I want to talk to you about is the unsung heroes of the trip. Some of the gear that you don't really think about, and it's usually the low end budget gear that you don't give a lot of thought to before you leave. So this is not about your fridges, your camper trailer, your caravan, your inverters, your solar panels. This is the budget stuff that you don't give a lot of thought to that has really helped us out on this trip. Being on the road for 6 months, in the bush, in the scrub, living it up pretty rough. So let's get into this week's video. Alright guys, we're not going to do this in any order which is best or alphabetical or anything like this. I'm just going to do the first thing that I thought of when I started writing this list, and that is the trailer water tank guards. So we've got 2 poly water tanks under the back of the trailer, and just from experience on being on roads like this covered in rocks, I knew a lot of rocks would be flying back at that trailer. So what we did before we left, we covered both tanks in 10mm high density foam. We just silicone it on, and it just takes some of that damage out of the tanks, and it's worked really well. I actually made them a little bit wider than the tanks to protect the fittings, and 8,000 kilometers of really rough corrugated dirt roads with rocks everywhere. No damage to the trailer tanks or the fittings or the hoses or anything like that. So cheap thing, it cost me maybe 30 or 40 bucks for the high density foam, and it works fantastic. Pool noodles. Who would have thought pool noodles would be so vital on a trip around Australia? I wish I bought them earlier. We didn't buy them until the top of WA. I wish I bought them at the start of the trip, because there's so many places where you just want to jump in the water, but it's not deep enough to swim around properly. And if you ever kick yourself on a rock under the water that you haven't seen, it hurts. I've actually broken a bone in my ankle doing that around Cape York. So look, if you're doing a trip around Australia, carry a pool noodle. They are fantastic. If you've got enough room to carry 2 pool noodles each, hey, you got a little floating chair. You can put one under your shoulders and one under your legs. You can float around all day long. They're fantastic. Get yourself some pool noodles if you're going to travel around Australia. The next item is the wind guard for the stove. We used to have this fiddly little one. It was useless. And then at Anaconda I saw they had this bigger one. It wasn't cheap, it was like 60 bucks though, but I'm so glad we bought it, because a lot of the times when we're cooking outside there'll be wind, and this one can go right around the stove. It's fantastic. It doesn't blow over, it's only got 4 joints, so it's not flimsy like that little one we used to have. Definitely worth its weight to have in the camper. So for all you guys camping out there with an external kitchen, definitely think about having a wind guard. You don't have to have the same one we've got. You could probably make one yourself, but I wouldn't travel around Australia without a wind guard for your stove. Another cheap thing that we got is Wiki Camps. It has been amazing. There's so many campgrounds on Wiki Camps that people find and put on there that you just won't find in a book. You download it offline, so when you're in somewhere remote like this, it still works fine. It just doesn't have the photos of the extra photos. It might have 1 photo for each campsite, but it won't have the extra photos or the reviews from the people. But you can still see the star rating that people have given the sites. $8 it was. You get it for a lifetime. It's been amazing. We never had it before this trip, and I'm so glad we got it. Next idea I had was mainly because we got solar panels on the roof of the camper. They're hard to reach, and they're flat laying, so your solar panels need to be clean or they're not as efficient. So we brought on the squeegee and a spray bottle of water, so you're not using a lot of water to clean them. You just spray it down, get it wet, give it a wipe over, and then get that dirty water off the solar panels. Pretty cheap. We got it from Bunnings probably, or super cheap, maybe $5-10 for the lot. And yeah, use them all the time. Keep the solar panels clean, keep that battery power up. Definitely worth its weight to have in the camper. Another little cheap kit that we carry is a tube of silicone. Just a small one, and we use it all the time. If bolts come loose, I always put a bit of silicone on the thread. If something's broken, we can use it to glue it back up. If there's something rubbing, like a wire, I notice it rubbing on a bolt or on the paintwork, I put a bit of silicone in between and it stops that rubbing and holds it all in position. On the list is the sensor lights I showed you guys early in the trip. Got them from Bunnings. They might have been about, I don't know, $20 for the two, maybe less, maybe 15. They take 3 AA batteries each, and we bought rechargeable batteries, so we can just charge them up as we go. We don't have to buy new ones. And they got magnets on the back, so we can stick them on the bull bar, on the front of the trailer, on the cross members for the roof lifter. And anywhere where there's a blind spot with our lighting, we could just stick them on there. Anywhere where we felt a bit unsecure, a bit of extra protection. Anyone walking past, those lights would flick on. They're really sensitive. So only downside, if you're with trees around you, or if you've got towels hanging up, the wind blowing will trigger those lights. So you got to think about where you put them. And some nights you just can't use them because it's too windy. The next item is a simple one that everyone's got at home. Pegs, your clothes pegs. Make sure you bring plenty of pegs. We bought one full bag before we left home. I don't know if it's a 50 pack or something. We end up buying another full bag of pegs, because sometimes when you do get to those caravan parks, you're doing a lot of washing all at once. So you'll need heaps of pegs. They're only light, you can fit them in anywhere. So don't leave home without at least 100 clothes pegs, maybe more. I want to talk to you about is the water filter. Every time we fill up somewhere, doesn't matter if it's clean drinking water or not, we use the inline water filter. It's the best one. It's called BEST. It's made in Australia. It treats 5,000 litres. We've used it every time just as precaution. Even if it's ball water we put into the shower tank, we treat it, and so glad we did. We do have the life straw filter for when we're treating like creek water or water we're really unsure about into the drinking tank, but this is mainly for when you're in town somewhere. A lot of the towns in outback Australia are bull water. Their stomachs, where they live, you know, their stomachs are used to that water, but for travellers who are used to mains water in a capital city, your stomach might not be used to that water. So we've had no issues with our stomach health from the water. So definitely something to think about, getting an inline water filter. Before this trip we never used one, and I'm quite surprised we didn't have more issues. It keeps your water tank clean. I think it was like maybe $50, maybe from one of the caravan shops, maybe Chemek I got it from. I do think maybe Super Cheap sell a similar one, maybe less. We got the Australian made one. So one thing with camping in a camper trailer or even a tent is having somewhere to hang your towels, especially if you're driving that day and they're wet. So we've had it before where if you put them in a bag, by the end of the day they're smelling a bit mouldy, or yeah, you know, they're not aired out. So one thing I come up with is having elastic cord, because you want a bit of give in them. If you have just rope or something like that, or clothesline wire, there's no give in it. So elastic cord, it does two things. It can air out the towels during the day while we're driving. It gives kids the shade in the back when they've got the sun on their side. And also at night time, if you're in a place with a lot of condensation at night, we hang the towels up in the car overnight, and that way in the morning they're still a little bit damp for being in the car, but they're not soaking wet with the dew and condensation of the night before. So really happy. We use them all the time. Even if we go for a swim somewhere, we'll hang up our swimming towels in the car on the drive back, and they're airing out. They're not in a bag going a bit smelly. One of the extra things we also did was put some elastic cord into the camper trailer so we can carry the towels, another set of towels drying in the camper trailer while we're driving.
Nobody cares! Nobody cares!
Thanks.
Hey, you've talked for long enough.
Put in the comments below if you care or not. I think it should help you guys out. You know, this is stuff that I've given a lot of thought to before we left. I bet some of you guys just don't have the time and energy to give a lot of thought to this because you're just so busy working, being a father, being a family member, a mother. But you know, for me, it was my hobby, getting ready for this trip. It was my hobby, my pastime. And I really got involved, you know, setting our setup up to handle a big trip like this and really enjoy it. So let me know in the comments below, am I just rambling? Should I stop doing these videos or not?
Hobby or an obsession?
I think it's an hobby.
Next item on the list is our bags. We got a backpack each. So not only do we use them for when we're going on hikes and stuff, but when we're going at a caravan park, we put all our shower gear in there. So we can hang them up on the back of the door. Or if we go to the shops, the kids got somewhere to put their drink bottles. So backpacks are real handy. But another thing we didn't have is we didn't carry a laundry basket or anything like that. We used bags. We had one big duffel bag for the clean clothes after you bring them in off the laundry, or when you bring them out of the machine and then you hang them up, and then when you bring them in from the clothesline back to your camp. One big, huge duffel bag. It was only used for that, so it stayed clean. It was super light when we're traveling, rolled up to nothing. And we also had a different bag for your dirty clothes, and we hung that on the door of the camper. So when that was full, we knew that was a full big load of washing. So bags are really great. Don't underestimate the value of having a few different bags, even if you don't use them. Because that big duffel bag, when we left home, I didn't really have a plan for that. I thought we'll bring it just as a backup. But then once we got to our first caravan park and we had to do washing, that's where the idea dawned on me. We don't have a laundry basket. Another unsung hero is the 2 jerry cans we carry. So we got a 20-litre water tank in the car for emergencies or when we do day trips away from the camper. We got 2 trailer tanks of water. One's an 85-litre, one's a 65-litre. And then we carry 2 jerry cans, good quality ones. They're made in Australia, they're ProQuip, and you get them from super cheap. They might be like 40 bucks or 50 bucks or something each. And the cheap ones, I think they're 10 bucks maybe. And I've had cheap ones before, they deteriorate in the sun, they get cracked from rocks and stuff. You put them down on a hard surface, a rocky surface, and it can crack the bottom of them. So on a big trip, I did not want to carry cheap jerry cans. I got these 2 good ones. And to tell you the truth, we had them before this trip on our old camper. They might be, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old. They've done the Simpson Desert, Cape York, and they've lasted this whole trip. And what it allows us to do, if we camp somewhere for a week, I can throw those jerry cans in the car and we go past a tap somewhere, because we're in the bush, we can fill up those 2 tanks, bring them back to the camper. We can use them for washing, we can use them for the laundry, we can use them we can filter it out and put it into the drinking water tanks. It's just so versatile having 2 jerry cans. You can run around in the car and get extra water. If your camper's set up somewhere for a week and you run out of water, you need to be able to refill that water up without having to move that camper. Otherwise it's a pain. So if you're traveling Australia in a camper or hybrid or a caravan, have some extra jerry cans. It'll really help you out, it will. Another item that we use a lot of is the pegs for the guide ropes, for the awnings, for the shower tent, even for the extra shade we put on the camper. And I've got to say, the ground in Western Australia and the Northern Territory has been some of the hardest ground we've ever had to hammer into. We did bring screw pegs, and to tell you the truth, I find them a pain to use. The super pegs have been great. I've broken 2 in 6 months. I wish I brought more because they're very hard to find. We got them in Brisbane. I don't know if they're stocked in the rest of Australia, In Brisbane, we can get them at the at Tent World, and they're worth their weight and the extra expense. They don't bend like the other ones. Just the way they're designed, they just work so much better. But even with the hard ground, you can see on the top of the head how much compression it's had with the hammer and the beating they've taken. And they do snap eventually, but they last so much better and longer than the other tent pegs I've had. Alright guys, hope I didn't bore you too much. Hope I gave you guys some tips and hints on not just a trip around Australia, but any big trip you might do for a month or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like I said, these are not your big ticket items like your tyres, your suspension, your solar setup. These are just the little items that help you guys out on a big trip that we've found really helpful, and I'm so glad we brought them with us. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.